Hi, this is Rahul, and this is today we are actually discussing about the HR analytics case study, which we did as part of the IIIT upgrad program. So, coming to it, the problem statement. The problem statement is that there's a large company, um, same XYZ, which employs a lot of people at around 4,000 people, and every year it around 15% of the people they leave the company, and they need to be replaced with a talent pool available in the job market. So management believes that this level of attrition is bad for the company, and they want to know the reasons for the attrition so that it could be reduced. They want to know which are the factors which are driving the attrition level, and if they can minimize the attrition level, then definitely there will be less amount of attrition in the company. So coming to this case study is part of logistic regression. So there are different sorts of regression that we do: logistic, linear, SVM, but this pertains to logistic regression. So we will see why. So this is particularly a data set. The dependent variable is attrition, and the attrition has to be designed so as to determine on other factors. So if you can see in the attrition, we find only two values. This is basically a categorical variable. This categorical variable can have only two values, 0 and 1. So it's sort of a typical classical a case of logistic regression. Logistic regression, when with the dependent variable, is basically a categorical variable, and it's not a continuous variable. So linear regression generally deals with the data which is mostly related to continuous variable. So this data set has lot other information. It has mostly information related to demographics. Similarly, it has got information related to demographics. It tells about the attrition information. It tells about the rating of company culture. It tells the employee behavior and the performance from their supervisors. So we start the case study by analyzing the data. We load the data sets. There were around five data sets that were given. Each data set had some information, like the journal data set, which I actually showed you, have some journal information. Journal information like a demographic, attrition information. The other one is the employee survey. The companies have filled the survey, which after the person leaves the company, it fills the survey. The manager survey, and then in time, out time, these two data sets contains the timing in which the employee has come to the company and he has left the company. We start with data understanding, and then we go into data cleaning. We remove the null values, we need to remove the duplicate rows, any rows which is having some issues, they need to be replaced. Any mismatch, if any data issue, they all are dealt here in this case. So we merge the data sets in order to in order to make a final one, and outlier treatments are done. In case there's any particular value which is very high, that is removed. We created new metrics out of it. The data manipulation is done, and we do a sort of a EDA on this particular data to understand more about it. So when it is done, we make a correlation matrix. We will use a core plot which tells you how this variable is dependent on other variable. After that, we create like this. We DGG plots are there to understand, basically a part of EDA. And then after that, we divide the data sets into two parts: the training data set and the trained data set. The trained data set on which we build the model, and the test on which we evaluate the model. So similarly here, the GLM function is used for logistic regression, and as we go on, we evaluate the model based on its VIF and P values, and subsequently we keep on removing the V values, VIF values, and the P values, and we finally come with the model. We remove all the variables which are insignificant in an iterative fashion, and we come down, and when the final model is ready, and the final model is having these particular variables, and these variable we then find we then evaluate the model on the test data sets. So what are the findings? We found that there are certain variables which are negatively affecting the employee attrition. One is the environment satisfaction, job satisfaction, work-life balance, and if a person is outside the office for a long time, it is also affecting their the attrition rate. Job satisfaction is also decreasing with passage of time, and if a person has not been promoted for a long time, this is also causing a problem. um, Work-life balance if not there, working hours, very high working hour, uh, environment satisfaction is not there. So these are the reasons which we found out from logistic regression which cause an issue. So using the logistic regression, we could build a model which will tell us like how we can stop all these things, and we can ultimately stop our attrition rate. Thank you.